Welcome to Solo-Ensemble.com. Solo-Ensemble.com is a web-based system for managing judged fine arts events. This video tutorial covers the adjudication of solo and ensemble performances, which are evaluated in pretty much the same way. In the Solo-Ensemble.com environment, there are 4 types of performance entries: solos, ensembles, solo panel, and group panel. A separate tutorial video covers the adjudication of solo panel and group panel performances, which are also evaluated similarly to each other. We will log into Solo-Ensemble.com as a person who has a judge role in a few contests. As always, we start at the Solo-Ensemble.com website and choose the Contest Login menu item at the upper right corner of the web page. The process of setting up member accounts and logging in has been covered in other tutorial videos. We will log in as usual by clicking the Go button, which will bring us to the dashboard of our judge, a fictitious educator named Donald Badger. On our new friend Donald Badger's dashboard page, you can see that he primarily has the role of judge in the contests he is associated with. For one contest, he was also an accompanist. Note that some of these icon buttons are gray and display a warning symbol when the mouse hovers over them. That simply indicates that the contest website has either closed or has not yet opened for business. However, Donald still remains in the same role for these events. Donald clicks on the judge icon for the Wilsonville contest to enter it as a judge. The judge main menu has been briefly described in other tutorial videos. To access performances, Donald may type in the performance type and ID, if known, in the Lookup by ID panel. The more common method is to simply click on the links in the Scheduled Performances panel, which leads to lists of performances. In some contests, the contest staff assigns particular performances to judges, mainly to balance workload. This is especially important for virtual contest events, in which the performances occur on pre-recorded videos. The results panel contains links to pages that list any of the performances Donald has already judged in this contest. He can view his scores and can edit his adjudication within a time limit established by the contest staff. Donald clicks on the All Solos link to view a list of all solo events in this contest. The leftmost column of this table lists the ID numbers of these solo performances. Notice that most of the ID numbers are displayed in plain black text, which indicates that these events have already been judged, either by Donald or another judge. Some of them, however, are in blue, and the mouse cursor indicates that these are clickable links. These performances have not yet been adjudicated, and Donald may select one of these. Clicking the green icon at the end of a table row expands that row to show additional information. In this case, it shows the student grade, the difficulty level, and links to a video performance and source material. Donald will select the ID number for Jennifer Bennington to evaluate her performance. The Evaluate Solo Performance screen has 3 panels and a Submit Score button at the bottom left. The Student Information panel at the upper left contains data about the performer. If the teacher had entered a private note to the judge, it would appear as the last item on this list. The Rating and Scoring panel is where Donald will input his final score, selected from a drop-down list. He will also type in the score in the confirmation box. The large panel to the right is where Donald will enter comments about the performance. Each contest decides what comment rubrics are needed here. Each rubric is contained on its own tab and has its own text box. We see the contest staff has chosen 3 comment rubrics for solos: tone, technique, and musicianship. Spoiler alert: when we view this same screen for ensembles, we will see a different choice. There is always one additional tab in this panel called My Notes. That is a scratch pad text area that belongs to Donald, and he can make changes to it here or from his main menu. This text actually stays with Donald even when he is judging a different contest. By copying and pasting from the My Notes tab into the other tab, Donald can save a bit of typing when using common phrases he might include in multiple evaluations. Once Donald has completed his comments, he selects the score, types the confirmation, and clicks the Submit Score button, which saves the data into the database and locks this performance so that no other judges can evaluate it. Donald receives a confirmation message for entering his score and comments. It is important that judges confirm the score they have entered. If Donald had failed to select a score from the drop-down list, then in this case, he would see that he awarded a not applicable instead of the one he intended. Donald then clicks the Continue button to return to his main menu. Now Donald will switch over to the list of ensemble performances where he will evaluate one of them. As we foreshadowed earlier, this ensemble evaluation page is largely the same as the solo page was, with the same panels. Notice that for Ensembles, this contest staff has chosen to only allow one text area for comment rubrics, which they have helpfully named comments. You will see that the My Notes section contains the same text Donald entered earlier, although he will adjust it slightly because now he is evaluating a group of performers. Once again, we see a confirmation page that our judge Donald should review to ensure he entered the score correctly. Returning to the main menu, Donald goes to the Results panel to review the scores he has given so far in this contest. He decides that the score of 2 for the Dave Clark 5 was perhaps a bit too harsh and decides to edit his score. He does this by selecting the performance ID from this page. Donald could make other editing changes here, but in this case, he will simply update the score from the drop-down list and input the new score in the confirmation box. The confirmation page shows that the old score was updated. Just to be sure, Donald returns to the Results panel and reviews the scores he has assigned. Sure enough, the Dave Clark 5 group now shows a rating of 1. Donald can now return to his main menu, from which he will log out and end this session. This concludes the tutorial on scoring and updating solo and ensemble performances. A separate tutorial video discusses the steps for judging solo panel and group panel entries.